Welcome to another Inside Music Row. Today we'll celebrate a #1 single and album with Justin Moore. We'll also go behind the scenes with Thomas Rhett on the set of Get Me Some of That. Finally, we'll check out the release of another incredible album from the Krystals. All of this and more coming up Inside Music Row. Hey there, I'm Bailey, and I'm so glad you joined us for another Inside Music Row. We've got a great show today, so let's get started. With the 56th Annual Grammy Awards coming up next weekend, Jennifer Nettles and Martina McBride will hook up with many other performers to recognize Carole King as the 2014 Music Cares Person of the Year. This recognizes Carole's creative accomplishments and charitable work. In other Grammy Week celebrations, Kris Kristofferson will be honored with the Recording Academy's Lifetime Achievement Award, with a formal announcement made during the telecast on CBS. He joins the Beatles, the Isley Brothers, and more as this year's recipients. The honor recognizes performers who have made contributions of outstanding artistic significance. Back here at home, the bright lights of Nashville are shining more brightly these days with a newly redesigned neon sign on the backside of Tootsie's. This is the original sign that hung in the alley for nearly 60 years, which saw many Opry stars come through those doors. The night spot was unofficially known as the Green Room of the Opry, since it is located just steps from the back door at the legendary Ryman Auditorium.
This alley's been known as the Grand Ole Opry Alley and Tootsie's Alley for a long time, and when Grand Ole Opry left here some time ago, Tootsie Best hung in here and kept this place going, and we kept it going, and so here we are back in the alley with a Tootsie sign.
The Nashville Songwriters Association International has set the dates for the annual Tin Pan South. Look for the festival to run March 25th through the 29th here in town, which will take place at top local night spots. Last year, close to 350 writers performed over 90 shows at 10 different venues. Thousands of fans are expected again this year to hear the stories and see performances of songs as they were originally composed. For more information, check out tinpansouth.com. Now it's time to go inside the song. Krystal Keith's debut album hit stores last month, and the lead single is Get Your Redneck On. We had a chance to ask Krystal how she felt about writing her first single.
I wrote it with Nathan Chapman, and it's one of those songs that when we wrote it, we just knew. I mean, we were jumping up and down and high-fiving, and sent it to my dad and Mark Wright immediately, and we knew it had to be on the album. We hadn't decided if it would be a single or not, but we had to kind of bump another song off the album to make room for it, and we'll use that on a later project. But I'm glad we did, because it became a perfect single for me. It was, you know, the fact that I wrote it, and I get to say I wrote my first single, and the fact that it's being so well received is exciting.
All you country sons and daughters, don't you wanna holler? Get your redneck on.
It's a brand new year, and lots of artists are getting back out on the road after a short break at home for the holidays. Let's take a quick peek at who's going where and when. It's time for our first quick little break, but before we go, we have a few copies of When I Get My Pay up for grabs from the Krystals. If you want to enter this week's drawing, then head on over to InsideMusicRow.com to get signed up. Now for that break, but make sure to come on back for more. We'll celebrate a #1 album and single when we get back.